Okay, well, good evening, you guys, and welcome to our Journey to Jewel team call. Tonight we have our special guest, Miss Stephanie Spear, with us, and she's going to be doing some social media marketing 2.0. We went over the basics last week. So if you haven't checked out that video, you definitely want to check that out. But tonight she's going to go over with us some ways to do Instagram. She's even going to mention TikTok. So if you have not already downloaded Instagram, IGTV, TikTok, was there another one, Stephanie? I think that was.
If you want to download Pinterest or Canva, those are great resources as well.
Okay, Pinterest and Canva. And I'm gonna, without further ado, I'm gonna give it to her because she is amazing and you guys want all the time with her.
Hi, everybody. Okay, so last week we talked about some really simple ways to utilize Facebook, utilize Instagram to its highest potential. This week we're going to go a little bit more in depth. So one of the first things I wanted to talk about is Facebook algorithms. They are constantly changing. It's a good thing. But it just means that we have to keep up to date with it. And with this being, whether this is your number one source of income, whether this is 2, 3, 4, whatever it is a source of income. There is a sort of responsibility to learn the tools that you have available to you. Just like if you were a secretary, you would be expected and you would feel expectation to learn how to use your computer, learn how to type. So same thing with these tools that we have available to us, because a lot of our business tends to come from social media. There are some of us who are just amazing at just that. Like you meet a mom at the park and get them signed up right then and there, but that's not always the case. So first and foremost, Facebook has this really ridiculous thing called its algorithm. And basically all that's doing is it is constantly going through thousands and thousands and thousands of posts regularly. It's checking on it's checking on the engagement that's being done on it. It's checking out things like conversations that are being had. It's checking out who's seeing what, why, and how, and when they like something or choose to actually comment on it. And then it's giving it a score and putting it out there. And this does this every single time you refresh your feed. So there are rhymes and reasons to it. We don't know all of it. You can go on YouTube and put, what is Facebook's algorithm 2021, and you will come up with about 200 different things of people saying similar things, but different things. So I really don't think anybody can exactly put their finger on what it is. But there are a few different hacks that we can use. One being utilizing anything new that Facebook throws at us. So Facebook has recently, in 2020, they recently put out, and I should have written it down. What do we call it? Chats. Are they called chat rooms? Chat rooms. So if Facebook and or Instagram ever gives you anything new, like a chat room, we want to utilize them because they are going to reward you for utilizing their different tools. That's the whole purpose of putting it there. So if you utilize their chat rooms, which their chat rooms are kind of just like this, literally, it's just like a Zoom call or like a Skype or whatnot. You can just have people come in and out. They're amazing if you guys are having Facebook parties. You can have a chat room open the entire time you're throwing your party. People can come in and out and ask you questions, and you can just sit there as you have your party in a group rolling. Groups are another really big one. They're relatively new. I think they're only about 8 years old, which Facebook is quite a bit older than that. So utilize groups. So if you have a party, do it in a group. have your party rolling. And if you didn't already know, you can, any posts that you're going to do in a party, you can schedule them ahead of time and have them post. You can sit in your group, let people know at the beginning of your party, hey, I'm going to be in this group. Please come in, ask me questions. If you see something and you're like, what is that? I am here to talk to you about it. It's such a great way to utilize it. And Facebook rewards you for that. It sees that there's been engagement on your group, on your page, in just interacting with you in general, and they want to push your posts. Another really great way was, we kind of talked about this last time, is creating engagement on your posts, and not engagement with the same people every single time. Because whenever you do that, Facebook thinks, oh, this person likes to engage with this person, I'm going to show them all their new stuff. But unfortunately, that starts to cut you off from new people. And one thing that we know when we're growing our social media marketing world, our basis, who we're actually talking to, we want to friend at least 3 people a work day, just however that looks for you. If you work your business 5 days a week, 3 days a week, 7 days a week, you want to friend 3 new people. And so those 3 new people, adding on to one another, may not necessarily see your posts, because you're always interacting with either one another, trying to create engagement, or your friend Sally. One really cool thing that you can do is message a friend, message one of these new people that you have friended, and say, hey, whatever your name is, I have this business. This is a way that I get to talk to new friends or create an income for my family. One way that you could help support me is just by commenting on one of my posts. That creates engagement on your post, and that pushes it, it scores it higher, and pushes it to more of the people on your friend group list of all the different people you have. Organic reach outs, which is just post something and pray and hope it does them well, is down 5.2% on Facebook. And that's down from 7.7% in 2019. That's not good. So we have to create this. This is our business. This is, for some of us, our livelihood. And it could, it could very potentially become your number one livelihood, how you bring in income to your family. And so we got to treat it that way. We got to look at these numbers. We got to look into this. We got to create engagement. And organic engagement is just, it's down. So let's create it non-organically. And that totally works. Now, you also want to make sure that the posts that you post will create engagement with people that you maybe didn't interact with, you didn't reach out to. And one of the ways that you can do that is, before you post it, think to yourself, would I want to comment on this if I just randomly saw it? Normally, the biggest likes and comments are on things like wedding photos, engagement photos, new baby photos. You can have a friend that you haven't seen in years post a new baby photo. All of a sudden they pop up and there's like 300 likes on there. Why? Because people like new babies. People like engagements. People love weddings. It's something they want to interact with. So if you're going to post something, think to yourself, is this some really long story that it's only relevant to me, or is this something that's relevant to other people? Asking questions in your posts, huge. Saying things like 3 things you didn't know. People will actually engage in that because they want to tell you, oh, hey, I already knew that. People love themselves. We just do. That's a part of who we are. We all like to hear our own voice. We all have our own opinion on things. We like ourselves. I hope you all like yourself. Even people who don't necessarily love themselves, they like themselves. And so saying things like, learn how to, asking questions like, why? Asking questions like simple as, I need new Netflix suggestions. That will create engagement on your post, and Facebook will reward you by scoring you higher and pushing you up for more people to see. And the more they see and the more they engage, the more your face, or your Your Plexus posts will be seen by those people because they've been interacting with your posts. You don't want all of your Facebook page to look like Plexus, 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 because after a while, the only people interacting with you are Plexus people who already either take the product or they're already, you know, they've already said no to you and they're not in the space yet to say yes. So think of things that you can say on a pretty regular basis. And again, 3 posts a day is a pretty like solid place to be. 1, great. 2, awesome. 3, you're doing really good. You're really on top of it. This is a business and you're treating it like one. And sometimes it's, up 2 posts in a story. That's okay. That's still on the same box of working it every day. So, you know, make sure that whatever you post is something that you would want to interact with, something that would pique your interest, something that you think would pique your husband's interest, just somebody else, not just relating to you and you alone. Let's see. Avoid using links in Facebook and Instagram. When you use a link in your post, Facebook is going to put it and score it lower. The reason for that is they want you on their site. When you post a link, it takes the person who just viewed your Facebook post out of their site. They don't want that. So they're going to score you lower. Now, that's not to say don't put something really cool or Plexus or a video on there. Maybe take a video or screen record the video and then repost it as just a video that you took, opposed to doing a link. It's not bad to do links. You don't have to never do a link, but avoiding links is one of the more guaranteed ways that more people will see it opposed to less. That's just how it is, unfortunately. So you can put link in the comments too. You can put links in the comments. They're starting to catch up on that. Facebook algorithms. They have hired some people who go through and they see if they are monitoring us, and it's super exciting. And so that is one thing. If they see that there is tons of engagement on your post, hey, they're going to have somebody who's hired to look at different posts come on there. And if they see a link, guess what? They're going to score it lower. Yay! It's a bummer. But, if you need to do a link there, awesome. If you can just reach out to those people who have individually on Messenger and send them a link there, that's a way better option. Plus, just in general, that's a personal one-on-one thing anyway. So, don't always feel like you can't share links, but avoid them more often than not. Okay, so as far as Facebook goes, really it's just stay within their bubble. Don't feel like, we're going to go against the man. That's not going to help you. It just isn't. Unfortunately, it just is what it is. And try to stick within their rules and regulations. And I think I mentioned this last time, but if you're utilizing Facebook and or Instagram or Twitter for your business and you want to keep it that way, if you have political opinions, really huge religious views, which I have huge political opinions and I have huge religious views. Sometimes it's better for my business that when I post posts like that, I don't post them publicly. I post them to my friend list or something. And what that does for me is it gets less fact checkers on my page and scoring my page lower and lower and lower. And yes, my friends can still see it. Absolutely. And it is still scoring me based off of interaction and whatnot. But I have less people who I don't need seeing my posts coming in and messing with my algorithm and how people see my posts, because I really wanted somebody to know who I was supporting or how I felt about my religion at the time. I don't ever want that to come back and bite me in the booty. Not that I don't stand firm on what I believe, but as a business, sometimes you have to be kind of kosher. So if you have something like that and you feel like, ooh, this may not be something that will score me higher later tomorrow when I post a Plexus post, you can just change At the top left-hand corner, well, kind of middle next to your face, there's something and it says public. You can just click on that, make it friend list, or you can pick friends that you're going to send it to that will only see it. You can make it just you, whatever that is. Take that advice with a grain of salt. Obviously, do what makes you happy and what works best for you. But I found that that tends to work a little bit better, especially with the algorithm and the climate that we are in these days. So just keep that in mind. If it wouldn't be something that Plexus would post based off of those types of criteria, maybe it's something we wouldn't necessarily want to post publicly. That's okay. Let's see. So let's move on to Instagram and some of their little rules and regulations. Again, Instagram is owned by Facebook, so a lot of the different things that they work through are really, really similar. So right now, or let's see, 2000 end of 2019, they came out with IGTV, and that is a amazing resource for info videos. Something like this, I could post something like this on here. It can be, I don't know how long it can be. I think it can be as long as like a YouTube video can be, so hours really. It can be you know, showing somebody why you drink all the different drinks that you do and all the different pills that you take. And it's a great place to share your why or your story. That is a great place to take videos that are more informational based. It is really not the place to do like a TikTok version, 15 to 30-second video. That's not really what it's meant for. It's meant for that longer video like this. Sorry, or like some of the longer videos that we have via Plexus, those ones that are like 3 minutes. That's a great place to put those. They go into like a little vault for you that you can come back and look at, or anybody who goes on your IGTV little link on Instagram or the actual, what's it called? App. They can see those there. So that's a great resource there. It's relatively new. It's only about 2.5 years old. Then the newest thing that they've recently come out with is Reels. Anything new that they come out with, just keep in mind, anything new is going to reward you. So the more you use it, the more you're willing to jump outside of your box and say, okay, I'm going to learn this new thing. I'm going to do it, and I'm going to do it before anybody else. It's going to reward you for doing that. Reels are 15 to 30-second little clips. They can be funny. They can be you drinking your drink. They can be you making your drink really quick. They can be those fun little handoffs from Tori to Michelle to Kristen to, I know somebody else is on here, to Jody. Those fun little quick edited videos, that is what that is for. These are so fun, and I'm going to go on there in just a second so you can guys can see what that is. What you want to happen on these is you want them to be saved, and I will show you how to do that and what their purpose is. But to get somebody to save your videos and come back and look at your reels over and over is giving them something quick and something they need to know. So, hey, did you know that everybody has a microbiome? And did you know that you have it in your mouth, your gut, your skin? And yeah, that super, super easy. And then give them I take this to make sure that my gut, my mouth, and my area is taken care of. And I put this on my face to make sure that my skin microbiome is taken care of. Really simple, really easy. You can edit them. And it's pretty much the exact same thing as TikTok. So if we utilize TikTok, we can utilize Reels and vice versa. So real quick, let's pop onto, oh, she did it, didn't she? Okay, good. Share screen. And here we go. Oh, sorry. Here we go. I'm gonna take you guys to my little IG area here. Let's go to Reels real quick. So I'm just gonna go into my Instagram And this guy right here
All
is
my
our reels.
people
Let's
got a
turn
check.
that off. So anybody on my Instagram, I can see anybody on here. This doesn't just have to be people that I follow. It can be literally anybody who's made an Instagram on here. These are super duper fun. On the bottom left-hand corner, you're gonna see a heart. I can heart her little post she's got going on here. She's fierce and fun. I can leave a comment on it. Again, Instagram, Facebook, they love comments, they love hearts. I can push this little guy that looks like a paper airplane. Let's push it really quick. I can send it to anybody that is on my friend list or not, Oop, just by pulling it down. Or I can save it. Let's save it for her, which is this little looking like bookmark thing. If I save it, that creates a ton of engagement for her, because what that means is that I'm going to go back and look at this post over and over and over again. And then there are more options here. I can report it. I can do other things. I'm not going to do any of that to her. So if I'm going to save a reel, the way that I find it, let's go back home, is, oh, actually, I want to go back to my profile. Here's my profile here. I'm going to go at the top right-hand corner. I'm going to push the menu bar here. And I can push save. They're right in the middle. And I can find any of the posts that I have saved in the past. I think it saves them for a year. So I can go back and I can look at any of these. This is the goal. This is what you want people to do with your reels. You want them to save them. It creates engagement. It creates basically a reward system where it's going to push my reels, same as any other Facebook or Instagram thing. I saw her reel at the top because she had engagement on it. I think it said, let's look here. Oh, it's not gonna show me here. I think it said over 5,000 people had like commented on it. So she had tons of engagement. I'm sure she's had a bunch of people save it, all that good stuff. So these reels are so fun to look at different reels. I'm just gonna real basic. To look at different reels, you just scroll down with your finger. I'm not gonna scroll too much because I don't know what's going on these. Like I said, I can see literally anybody who's made it. If I really like the fun sound that she's using, which I'm not entirely sure what it is because I can't hear it and neither can you. You can see it's kind of scrolling back and forth. They're kind of at the bottom right above the heart and the comment bubbles. I can push on that and it will take me to this sound and it'll actually show me everybody else's reels where they've used this sound via reel. And if I want to use it, I can push this button right here at the bottom that says use audio. Let's go ahead and push that. And hi, I can make a reel right here. This is super fun. So I know what audio I'm going to use, and if I'm not going to push it because that'll get really muddled here. If I go ahead and record this with this record button here in the middle and the bottom, the sound will start going, and I can dub over it, pretend that I'm saying what they're saying. Right underneath the sound, which you can see is that block there on the left-hand corner on the top, I can change the speed. Basically what that does is it makes the sound a lot slower and it allows me to dub over what they're saying a lot slower so that I don't have to memorize every little word that they say as quickly as possible. You can push this guy and I can use all the effects that I have on my Instagram. I can push this guy. This is the touch up button. I'm sure you guys know what that is. Or I can use this timer. This tells me right here that I have 15 seconds to make this video. If I push, oops, well, this is 15 seconds worth of sound. So, and I can set the timer and wait and make a reel really quick. I know for some of you, that might just sound absolutely ridiculous. It might sound like, why does somebody need to see me make a silly little reel? Well, because that's how you get rewarded and that's how you get seen and that's how you use social media marketing to your highest to its highest potential. Yes, little teeny boppers and whatnot. I just said teeny boppers. I'm so sorry. Um, 12-year-olds are out there making reels and TikToks, and it just seems like, well, why do I need to do that? I'm a full grown woman. Can't I just make a post and tell my friends that I like my pink drink? You can to a certain extent, and then you only have so many friends seeing it. We want to reach as many people as possible and help as many people as possible. We don't want to just help our neighbor Sharon and our best friend Katie. We want to help that complete stranger that we've never met who is potentially waiting for you to make a reel that they can see that tells them that gut health is potentially the reason they feel so out of whack. They have no idea. And your reel doesn't have to be you, dancing and popping and locking and whatnot. And I'm sure I can't see you guys right now, but I'm sure you're all laughing at me. It can be something as simple as going like this and going like this to some music. And then you have some little words that say, did you know that serotonin starts in your gut? Did you know that this? Did you know that that? Ooh, try this. And ooh, here's my pink drink. Here's my Probio 5, whatever it is. It doesn't even have to be that high energy. You can literally just sit there and hmm, and there you go. That is a really simple way to get yourself seen by more people who need to see you. You are literally a health and happiness dealer. Let's go deal that to more than just our neighbor and our best friend. Let's deal it to people who really, really need it and didn't know that they needed it. Okay, so that's a really basic way to make reels. Once you've made the reel, and like I said, please play with these things. It's super fun. And for those of you, I think I saw that somebody said TikTok wouldn't work for them. This is a great way to do something like a TikTok, but you're not on TikTok, you're just on Instagram. And you can, if you're someone who's like, I don't even really like to use Instagram, you can make a reel on Instagram and just post it on Facebook. People will watch it. It's a quick little 30 or 30 seconds max, something that they can see that tells them that gut health could be the potential reason why XYZ. So I know some of you may not be interested in using Instagram. You may not be interested in using TikTok, but oh, no, don't do that. But let's open our minds to the idea of trying some new things out. So here's IGTV. IGTV is a really good place to, oh, talk. No. Sorry, guys. Here we go. So to make one of these, this is as easy as just taking a video on your phone or on your computer or on your tablet. I think, or on your camera, whatever you guys use. So home is just going to show me every single person who has been, you can see this girl, she went on Ellen. So or this is the Ellen show. The Ellen show is going to get pushed because she's seen a ton. All of these different ones have been pushed up top. Some of these are based off of people that I follow. Some of these are based off of just, I don't follow the Ellen show actually. So she's just on there. I can look at different people's IGTVs via these guys here. I can just click on one of these people. Let's click on Ellen. I feel like her stuff will be clean. And I can look through all of the different IGTVs she's got on here. Rather her team. I doubt she actually posts her own stuff. And then if I wanna see where my IGTVs are, I can either find them on that app or I can find them on Reels. Why do I feel like I don't know where that is right now? Oh, here it is. I can see just kind of at the top of my posts here, you'll see a little multi-square box there on the left. Then next to that, you'll see Reels. Then next to that, you'll see the little IGTV box. And there's some of my IGTVs. So these I just took on my phone. I didn't do anything crazy or special. I added this first one with my kids, the adventure is out there, actually took as stories and pieced them together and stuck them on here. It was pretty simple. There are different apps that you can look into. I'm not going to recommend any which one because I haven't found one that I love. But there are different apps that you can look into that will push your different stories together to make one long video. So again, IGTV is relatively new. Creating one of those is super helpful to get your information out there. This guy here is going to show me all the different people that are out there I can discover, look for, I can search here. Search engine is where putting hashtags in your IGTV comes in handy. Putting gut health in your IGTV description comes in handy. Putting whatever it is, whoever it is that you want to talk to, you'd want to put in your description of your IGTV. And this is where it comes in handy because somebody looks for gut health. And I'm gonna, okay, so this girl is gonna come up here, right here. I'm gonna find all her stuff on gut health. So keep in mind when you do go to post something, you want to make sure that you use your hashtags, use descriptions, make it relevant. This guy here, this I've saved. Again, this is kind of that saving sort of thing. I've saved all these different people. There are people I follow regularly. And so look at there, it's pushing their information to me because I interact with them. So here it is. And then here is my profile on here. Let's go out of here. And again, that's just making a video. That's just, you can do that with your phone, camera, all that good stuff. Okay, TikTok. And I know somebody said they don't like TikTok, and I totally understand it. I have heard the worst possible things about TikTok. I've heard super fun things about TikTok. I will say since 2020, since the lockdown, TikTok is kind of a new,
Put your hand out and
shush. TikTok is kind of a new animal these days. They've done a lot of different things and a lot of, I hate to say it, but the older generations have joined TikTok. It is not just a place for, 12 to 16-year-olds. I've seen tons of different age groups on here, and that is awesome. So let's go through a really basic how to make a TikTok. It's really, really similar to Reel, only they have an editing system on here, which is the only reason I suggest using it. I love the idea of having it all in one. So really quick, there at the middle right-hand area, this is the person who created this TikTok. I can click on their little profile picture and I can see all of the things that they have made. I can follow them. I can see how many followers they have, all that good stuff. Then I could heart this particular post. I can comment on this particular post. Or if I wanted to, I could push this little arrow here and I could put it on Instagram. I could send this message. I could put it on my own personal stories. I will let you know if it is past, if it's 30 seconds, it won't save the entire story. It's just easier to go ahead and push the button here in the gray that says save video. Or you can even push not interested. If you're on TikTok and you want to not see posts from this person, you can push that. You can push this little guy that says duet. There's a lot to go over in TikTok, so I'm not going to go over everything because that would be a long time. So please, if you are interested in looking into how to use TikTok beyond what I'm going to show you, please look up a YouTube tutorial on how to use TikTok. So again, I can push this little, you can see the little record there on the bottom. I can push that record and I can use the sound that was made here. I can push the use sound button down here. Let's see. Oh, you're seeing the back of my screen. Let's flip you around. So that's the top right-hand corner. Flip around. Hi. I can change the speed, just kind of like the other one. I can put on beauty mode. I can use filters. These are all the different little filters that they have available to us. It's a little bit different than Instagram. I can change the timer. So if I wanted to get all set up and then ready, set, go, it has it set up for that. I can even trim it. So I'm gonna push this button here. La, 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 la. Okay,
Put your
so now
hand out.
it's saved. You can see there at the top left-hand corner, it saved some of my video. Now, if I did the full amount of what it allotted for me, which I think was 15 seconds, what it would do, it would save a little bit, and then this arrow or this little X button will be an arrow going that way. Again, I'm not going to do it just because it would get really muddled in here and you guys wouldn't be able to hear me or really understand what I'm doing. But you'd push that arrow and then you can edit it. You can add text to it, and all of that are these little buttons right here, and then they'll have little buttons right here. You can add text, you can crop things out, and usually all that is just pulling little bits of the video and cutting them out so that they're not there anymore. Let's say, for instance, I was doing a really cool dance and I messed up at the end. I could crop out that little bit that I messed up, push the record button until it hits the full 30 seconds. I can only do a 30-second video. And re-record myself doing that, but I didn't have to re-record the whole beginning. I only had to re-record that little bit at the bottom. Or, for instance, those fun videos where I take a drink and then I dump it over to someone else. I can do something really fun like that where I just record a little bit. Let's say I want to make it look like the drink just magically made itself. So I have my powder and I have my glass, and then I tap them together and it's a pink drink. This is it. This is how you do this. You would take your drink, you would take your pink drink packet, you would put them together really quick, and then I would pause. It would give me this button right here, would have an arrow that way. I'd push that, I'd make my drink really fast, have it back to where I was, and then pull apart. Oh, what's happening? That's it. That's as simple as having a magical pink drink in front of you. And I can drink it, I can add music to it. And again, that would all be right here and right here. You can look through any music that you like. The fun thing about using TikTok or Reels is that they have the rights to a lot of music. And they're allowed to allow you to use the rights to their music. They're allowed to allow you to use the rights to their effects. They're allowed to allow you to use a lot of rights to a lot of different things. And so utilizing TikTok or utilizing Reels, opposed to doing it all manually, allows you to not have to take so much time searching for a song that has that doesn't need you to own the rights to it or whatnot. This is a really a simple way to make something really quick. People see it in 15 to 30 seconds, and you get your posts, your Instagram posts, your Reels, your IGTV, your Facebook posts pushed and scored higher to be seen, because that's kind of the whole point of all of this. Opening our minds to reach more people. All right, let's go out of here. See, I could start over. I could discard. I'm going to discard it. Okay, so that's TikTok. Like I said, if you're uncomfortable with TikTok, don't worry about it. You don't have to use it to be able to utilize Reels on Instagram. It's totally fine. I understand. I understand there's a lot going on out there. Let's talk about, and TikTok is pretty much, sorry, real quick. TikTok is pretty much the same as everything else. The more engagement you have on it, the more likes you have going on, the more people you have following you, the more people you're going to reach. So it's all basically the same thing. Create those whys, create those getting people to want to say that. I'm going to go to Instagram real quick to show you this girl. I'm going to go up to my saved. Absolutely love this girl here. I'm going to click on one of her posts and pause it. Her name is, I don't know what, oh, sorry. Sometimes when they clam it all together. Anyway, this girl here, you can follow her if you like. She is phenomenal. She creates these
to
really
highlight
easy
it.
how-to videos, which you can do this as well, and gets people to save her information because it's informational based. Believe it or not, the fun ones aren't the ones that are saved the most. People aren't as interested in somebody, putting, I don't know, doing something stupid like sledding down a hill and hitting a tree. They're not going to save that to watch it over and over and over, but they are going to save somebody showing them how to do something. So whether that's putting on makeup, which you can 100% be a plexus representative and put on makeup. That's totally fine. If that's something you're into, you can 100% be a plexus representative and show people how to make an omelet. That's totally fine. It can all of that is great. Really, the whole point of this is getting people to save, getting people to engage, so that when you do post about plexus, you have more people looking at it. So I love this girl. I highly suggest following her. She is a social media marketer. She makes she makes what does she make? Like courses to follow. So if you ever wanted a really cool course on how to use a bunch of different social media, she's awesome about that. Let's go into Pinterest really, really fast. I was making cookies with my daughter. Can you tell? Pinterest is another really cool place to get engagement. Lots and lots of people use Pinterest. Just today, I made a pin. Did you know that you can make your own pins? I did. So if somebody looks up gut health, they've got this guy right here. I made it. So, and I also made it so that if they click on my pin, it's going to take them directly to my website. I don't do that in general with most people if I'm talking to them, but there's a lot of people on Pinterest and there's not as much engagement with one another, but I can get them to my website on Pinterest. Pinterest is a little bit different as far as social media marketing goes, a little less social, and it's just media marketing for the most part. You can get people to follow you and whatnot. There's a lot less talking back and forth unless you want to create some sort of group or engagement there. But the way that I made this is through Canva. That other girl there, she talks about Canva quite a bit. This is Canva here on the bottom left-hand corner. I love this guy. This is how I make a lot of my stories. This is how I make a lot of my pins. This is how I made the little post that you guys saw on Tori's page, on your team page. A lot of them are done for you. You don't have to be an expert on any of this stuff. You can very easily use their free little setup here. I can push this bottom plus button. I can upload videos. I can use elements. I can use text really, really simply. And as you saw at the beginning, there's an option to create an Instagram story or an Instagram post. You can make all of that on here. The brighter, the prettier, the more cohesive, the more people you're going to see. I can create a pin just as simple as this, going in, taking what they had here, clicking on the bottom. Oh, it's not going to let me right now. Changing that to be my personal Instagram handle and then posting that as a post. Now, anytime somebody else decides to post this, if I change this little box button here on the bottom and I change what it says, so here we go to, let's say my Instagram handle, this is here. Anytime somebody reposts this, because this is kind of fun to interact with, right? This is creating engagement, this is creating interaction. Somebody's going to see my Instagram handle right there on the bottom, and they're going to want to go to my Instagram and figure out, okay, who's this girl who's creating this little thing? I didn't create this. Canva created this. I just put my thing on the bottom. Or if I wanted to get more creative, I can create something as simple as this. And this is one of the easiest ways to create really simple engagement. And it can be as in depth as something like this, or just a picture of, I could take all of this away and add, a picture of myself on here, and make it make sense. But Again, you can go on YouTube and how do I use Canva? Simple little tools like Canva, simple little tools like utilizing TikTok to create reels, or utilizing TikTok in general. Simple little tools as thinking outside of your box, outside of your norm, um, outside of what you would normally think to do, um, is really the only way to keep up with today's social media marketing. You can, you know, you can stick with what you've always been doing, but just keep in mind there's somebody else out there who's thinking, what's something new that I can do? And they're changing the game up. So be willing to open your mind, be willing to use all of these really fun tools that are available to you. Utilize YouTube to its best advantage. How to. So many people have showed you how to use YouTube. How do you take your plexus supplements? You can make a YouTube video on that, and somebody will look. How do I take my plexus supplements? Go on YouTube, and there you go. So anyway, that was a ton of information, and I know it was. Do you guys have any questions? I'm looking on here. Why isn't it showing me your chats? Here we go. Has 3 groups. Okay, you have groups. Which panel app? Which planner app for posts do you recommend again? Which planner? Oh, planner. Okay, planner. So for to plan, it's called Plan, PLANN. You can also use Preview. It's this guy here in the, oh, I'm sorry. I came off of it, but I'm not sharing my screen anymore. That's my fault. Planner, PLANN is what I tend to use to plan my posts on Instagram. And again, you can go on YouTube. How do I use Plan? And Preview is another really good one as well. I don't use that one as much personally, but still a great tool. Any other questions, anybody? Any grievances? I know so many people don't like TikTok.
Question, can you, when you make a TikTok, can you link it to your Instagram so it'll automatically post to your Instagram, or do you just need to save it and then post it on your Instagram?
So you can link it to your Instagram, absolutely. Here's the problem with that. If you're utilizing it as a story opposed to a post, you're great, good to go. If you want it as a post, go for it. If you want it as a story, if it's past about 12 seconds, which makes no sense to me, it won't post all of it. It'll only post the 12 seconds, and then it doesn't make another story. So you know how Instagram only gives you 4 panels in stories? It only gives you 1.
Gotcha.
For whatever reason. So if that's the case, I would just save it. And personally, I think it's better to do that anyway, because you save it, you repost it as a reel, and then you've made yourself a TikTok and a reel, opposed to just a TikTok that you shared.
Gotcha. No, I like that. Any other questions, you guys? Is there anything is there an avenue that maybe she didn't cover, or is there something that, you know, other apps or making graphics? Stephanie is really great at that too. I mean, Canva, I know she uses a lot, but is there any other questions in the realm of social media marketing that you have questions of, or people to follow? Feel free to ask any of those kind of questions too, for sure. Are there people that you like to follow as far as when it comes to like learning more social media marketing? I copied down the one that you showed. That
you're totally good. I like Abby Kappa. She does it in a little bit of a different way, opposed to utilizing what she's like the different apps. She's utilizing she's actually utilizing, what do you call those? Sometimes I have the worst brain farts. She makes those listen things.
Okay.
What is it called? It's kind of like a little radio show, little radio snippet thing.
Podcast.
Podcast. Thank you so much. She makes podcasts. So she utilizes that to her advantage. And she's actually, she was on Forbes magazine 2 weeks ago for her podcast. It was like top women podcasts to listen to, because she saw that podcasts were getting a lot of hype. She has a lot to say. She's amazing at just kind of saying things off the top of her head. And that's one of the things that she uses. I don't necessarily do podcasts, but that's another avenue. And you can tell she's definitely upped her Instagram game recently. Who's another person? I'm trying to think outside of Plexus. Brooke Hemingway actually has quite a bit of posts, quite a bit of different things that she talks about utilizing social media marketing and the different mindsets to utilize, because I definitely understand. I did not want to get on TikTok. I was against TikTok, and I know that there are different child thing here, or you shouldn't because of this or that reason. I just didn't, because I was like, I'm old. I'm too old to get on TikTok. I'm not doing that. But then once I realized I'm just not using a tool that's available to me. And one of the reasons that I started thinking that was because of Brooke Hemingway. She was like, hey, you're never too old to sell products. You're never too old to utilize what's available to you. Who's another person I like to follow? I wish I could say I follow a ton of different people. Actually, there's one girl, I don't know her name at all. Let me find her handle for you really quick. I think she's on Reels a lot. If you can find a person on Instagram that their job is to help social media marketers, all of those people are phenomenal to follow. I can't think of what their job title would be considered.
Kristen Korn is good.
Okay.
Kristen Korn with a K. Her last name's with a K. Her husband's he used to be a K-State assistant basketball coach. Now he's at SEMO. But she went into social media, marketing is her background, but she used to be like the top level of Rodan and Fields, and she walked away from that to just focus on helping people with the social media business. And she has a podcast called Branding Bites.
Oh, really good. So really anyone like that, they're phenomenal to follow, because they've done this and they realized that what they were best at was this end of things, opposed to, or they just didn't want to keep doing the other end. That's literally their job. So they're going to constantly be posting things like that.
That's awesome. That's awesome. All right, you guys. Well, we are at our hour mark, and I want to be respectful of everybody's time. I'm going to go ahead and stop recording.